topic we're going to talk about today is imposter syndrome. It's a bit of a newer phrase, at least to my vocabulary, imposter syndrome. Before I get really deep into how I feel about imposter syndrome, I'm just going to go over what it is. So essentially, imposter syndrome is a certain level of doubt, certain level of self-doubt, and a certain level of self-disbelief. And it prevents you from truly becoming able to embrace who or what you are, or who or what you are in the process of becoming. So essentially, imposter syndrome asks the question, are you sure? Now, here's where it's going to get a little crazy. You're going to think that Style by Mr. Reed is a little crazy for saying this, but imposter syndrome is a good thing. Why in the world would imposter syndrome be viewed as a good thing? Well, I want to tell you. Syndrome essentially asks you a few questions. It asks you the question, what are your accomplishments and are they valid? It also asks the question, why do you think you should be the one to do whatever it is that you're doing? Provide the service that you're providing, provide the goods that you're providing. It also makes you ask, it asks the question of you, uh, what are you worthy of? Why do you deserve good things? Now, at first glance, all of these things can be very negative questions. And naturally, you feel a little put off by having to answer these questions. But that right there, my friends, is the good part. Because imposter syndrome makes you, it makes you have to answer those questions. That right there is the key. That's the good part right there. Imposter syndrome forces you to validate yourself. Because the thing about imposter syndrome is no one is going to be able to reassure you enough to the point to where you are definitely sure about what it is that you can do. No one else can do it for you. You can hear it a million times from a million people a million different ways. But until you decide in your mind that yes, you deserve to be here, yes, you deserve the good thing, then it will never happen. That's just the reality of it, but that's also the blessing of it. Because another thing that you have to think about is imposter syndrome is only there because there's something there in the first place. It kind of follows that same uh, level of thinking when it comes to having haters, naysayers, detractors, all these things. If there's nothing to hate about, then no, you don't have any haters. But if there is something to hate about, then yeah, there you go. You got your haters. These are indicators that yes, there's something there worth hating on. There's something there worth not being happy about. And a lot of times, all that unhappiness towards your good thing, towards your upward progress, is much less about you and much more a mirror. And it's holding up the reflection of the person doing the hating and the detracting and the naysaying. I'll go more into that in another video. But here we are. We're going to talk a little bit more about why this imposter syndrome thing is such a good thing. It's a great thing. It's a great thing because it's an indicator that you are on the path towards self refinement, self improvement, self betterment. You're not going to feel imposter syndrome about doing nothing. No one feels imposter syndrome about being a couch potato. No one feels imposter syndrome about being just a slouch. Nah. You only feel imposter syndrome when you are doing something good, something productive, something uplifting, and something that makes you a little afraid. And the only thing that you're afraid of, really, is just the newness of the new level that you've achieved, the newness of the new position in life that you've achieved, the newness of the new found level of respect that's automatically coming to you because of the work that you put in to get yourself from this level to this level. It's just new. You're new there. It's okay. It's understandable. Imposter syndrome asks the question, do you deserve to be there? Imposter syndrome asks the question, are you worthy of being there? Are you sure that you are supposed to be the expert? Are you sure that you're supposed to be the authority in this thing and that thing? Are you sure that you should get that promotion? Are you sure that you should walk out that door with those nice clothes on? Are you sure that you should stand in front of those people and speak in such an eloquent manner? Who died and made you king? Who died and made you queen? What makes you so deserving of it? The good thing about all those questions is that there's an answer to them. And when you find it within yourself to get those answers, congratulations. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. The problem isn't those questions. The problem is if you're not able to answer those questions. If you're not able to answer those questions, now, do you really deserve this? Should you really be here? Are you really the authority? These are things that kind of they catch you off guard at first. They bother you a little bit, but that's good. That's good because if you are able to remain that person that is well on their way to self improvement, self betterment, self refinement, then no, you're not going to stop. You're not going to let some questions stop you. And when you've gotten to that point to where those questions can't stop you, that should be an indicator to you that, yeah, I'm for real. I am the real deal. And the level of confidence that comes from that, oh man. Oh man. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So, as you improve, as you continue to curate that overall presentation package that I always mention, you're going to have moments of imposter syndrome because you're going to be dressing better than you were before. And now you're going to ask yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you dressing like this? This isn't how you usually dress. But if you're able to answer, yeah, I know. This isn't how I normally dress. But I'm not trying to be how I normally am anymore. I'm trying to improve and get better. When you're working on the way that you look in the clothes that you wear, imposter syndrome says, who do you think you are? Are you trying to work out? What are you trying to do? Slim up? What are you trying to lose weight, look better? Who do you think you are? What do you think you think you're a celebrity or something? And then that's when you answer, no, I don't need to be a celebrity, but I'm me. I'm me, and I'm a better me than I was before, and I'm continuing to strive to be a better me tomorrow than I am today. So it's a good thing. You're working on your posture, you're gesturing, you're sitting, you're standing, you're moving, all these things. Imposter syndrome says, why are you standing like that? Why are you sitting like that? That's not you. It doesn't even feel comfortable. You're right. It doesn't feel comfortable. That's because it's still new. Give me some time. Give me some time. Give me some consistency. And after a while, this new way of sitting, this new way of standing, this new way of holding myself, this new way of gesturing, this new way of existing, it's going to be second nature for me. That's what you do when imposter syndrome gives you those questions. Who do you think you are? Speaking so clearly, speaking with such elegance, utilizing such a diverse and colorful lexicon. How dare you? Who do you think you are? That's not what you're from this side of town. You're from this place. You're from this city. You're from this town. You're from this state. People from there don't talk like that. People from your area don't talk like that. You guys don't speak this way. Who do you think you are? What are you doing? Well, that's when you answer in a very elegant manner. I am who I am now, which is better than who I was before. And who I am now is well on the way to becoming the who I am that I'm going to be in the near and distant future. And this is how I speak now. When you actually have an answer for the questions that imposter syndromes bring you, oh baby, you are, as they say, cooking with grease. So, it takes time. It takes time to get to the point to where you can answer all the questions that imposter syndrome brings up to you. Just like anything, it takes time and it takes practice. You can't just say one time, well, I'm doing great, I'm improving, I'm getting better. And that's it. Because imposter syndrome is going to keep asking you. Imposter syndrome is going to keep asking you and keep asking you and keep asking you over and over and over again. You want to know why? Because imposter syndrome wants to know if you're real or if you're fake. Because if you're a fraud, then all imposter syndrome has to do is ask you a few more times. And then you're going to break. All right, I give up. I was just joking. I'm not a great person. Yeah, I give up. You're right, imposter syndrome. I'm not I'm not eloquent at all. Yeah, I'm not a high achiever at all. You're right. You got me. Just joking. Yeah, I'll stay down here in this low level. Yeah. Improvement, that was just a phase. That was just a thing to do. I saw it on the internet, so I just tried it and, it didn't work. Yeah, you're right, imposter syndrome. That's what happens if you're not solid, if you're not real. But if you're solid, and if you're real, and if you really are on the path to self-refinement, self-improvement, and self-betterment, then every time imposter syndrome asks you all these questions, not only can you answer them every single time, but you can do it at ease with a smile on your face because it's not bothering you. Because you know for sure that 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 you are who you say you are. And if you're an expert in a certain field, there is no doubt about that. If you're an authority in a certain field, there is no doubt about that. If you deserve to be in the position that is elevated, that is uplifted, that is improved, and that deserves respect and even admiration, well, you're there because you say you're there. And you put in the work to prove that you should be there. So, no amount of questioning that imposter syndrome can ever possibly come up with should ever shake you. That's if you put in the work. The difference between a person that rehearsed their lines 10 times versus the person that rehearsed their lines 100 times, the difference is night and day. It's night and day. The person that rehearsed their line 10 times, they're still looking around. But the person that rehearsed it 100 times, it's so natural. It's so natural. Everything flows well. Everything makes sense. Imposter syndrome is not so bad after all. As a matter of fact, I look at imposter syndrome almost like a diagnostics test. You know, for those of you that are car savvy, when you hook up that diagnostic tool under that steering wheel or wherever it is, and you get all the readings and all that stuff, and it tells you this thing is okay, this thing maybe not so, this thing needs to be fixed, this thing is a problem, this thing is not the problem, all these things. To me, imposter syndrome is simply that diagnostic tool. It's simply telling me what's there and what's not. An unshakable level of confidence in a certain thing is letting me know it's there. So when imposter syndrome asks me these questions about that specific thing, and I laugh because it's funny that you even question me. All right, well, let me sit you down and give you an hour and a half worth of proof of why the answer is yes, I do deserve to be here. Yes, I am the best. Yes, I am the authority. Yes, I am the expert. But then again, there's some things if I'm not too confident in them, if I'm not too sure in them, well, that's not the diagnostic tool called imposter syndrome damning me or telling me a bad thing. No. If imposter syndrome is asking me a question about a thing and I'm a little shaky, I'm not too sure, that's an indicator. It's not a sentencing. It's an indicator of what is there, what is not there, what I thought was there versus what actually is. So now that I know, okay, oh, I couldn't answer that question too well. Why not? Let me dive a little deeper into this. Why not? Why couldn't I answer that question? What was wrong? Okay. Let's see. It looks like I thought I knew about this thing, but apparently I don't know too much about it. Maybe I need to take a moment and read up a little bit more. Do a little more research on this. And it says here, I was very strong in my knowledge of this thing, but I'm still very hesitant. Why in the world would I still be hesitant about something I have a lot of knowledge in? Well, maybe it's because my ability in this thing that's connected to this, I haven't done that in a while. I may need to brush up on that thing. If I brush up on that thing, now I feel strongly about my abilities in this specific thing, and this specific thing is connected to the knowledge here. And since now that that has been fixed, now everything clicks better. Boom, 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 boom. And now we're all good. So don't look at imposter syndrome as this hovering cloud that's coming around to just rain on your parade and make you sad and get you down And oh my goodness, I'm not as good as I thought I was. Oh, I thought I was on this path of improvement, and I haven't been improving because look at this thing. Look at this question that imposter syndrome asked me, and now I can't answer it. What am I going to do? Oh, just fall apart. Oh, just fall apart all over the place. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not the correct response. When imposter syndrome comes around, when imposter syndrome comes to you and asks you a question about the thing that you thought that you were good on, and you are shaky about that answer, or you can't answer that question at all, that's not the time to just fall apart. That's the time to stop a moment, look at why. Why can't I answer that question well? Why am I so nervous? What's bothering me? What's hindering me about this? Now, this does require a bit of bravery. It requires a bit of bravery to be able to look at yourself, not from simply an admirational aspect, but from a diagnostic aspect. Really look at what's there and what's not there. Yeah, everybody can have the self belief that I am great, I am awesome, I'm fat. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Keep that up. However, also having a sense of reality will do wonders as far as you being on the path of self refinement, self improvement, and self betterment. So, when you look at this thing or these things that imposter syndrome asks you about, and oh man, I wasn't too tight on that. I wasn't too savvy on that. If you actually take the don't let the sting of that stay there, and you say, okay, well let me look at it. Let me examine this. Why am I nervous about this? Okay, oh, that's why. Because that's the part I skimmed over instead of actually studied. This is the part that I kind of just, whatever, but I didn't really work on it. That's why I'm so nervous about it. That's why this part scares me because it's going to expose me when I start putting my stuff out there. It's going to expose me once I start doing my thing. And in that case, imposter syndrome is saving you from catastrophic failure. Now, it's not catastrophic failure every time, but it really could. It could possibly save you from catastrophic failure that you didn't pay attention to, or you did pay attention to, but you just kind of, whatever. But that thing that you add whatever to might have been the thing that either made or broke the entire operation. And that imposter syndrome saying, hey, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Are you sure you're ready to get out there in front of those people and sing that song? Have you listened to yourself at first? Have you went over the lyrics? Have you watched yourself like on video? And it would be at that time that you actually say, all right, well let's see what imposter syndrome is talking about. And when you listen to yourself, oh shoot, I am missing that note. In my head, I'm hitting it perfectly, but I'm missing that note. Oh, you say, oh man, I'm because this song sounds like this song. I've been including the lyrics from this song into this song, so I was incorrect. Or you watch that video and say, oh wow, I didn't even realize I closed my eyes and I'm almost about to walk off the stage, like fall off the front of it because I'm closing my eyes so hard because I'm trying to tune everything out. And oh, I didn't realize that. You know what? I need to work on it. I need to work on it. Only having little moments of closing my eyes, opening my eyes again, so I can make sure I'm not walking off the front of the stage like I'm one of the captors, of a pirate ship about to walk the plank or something. Man, it's good. I'm glad I had a chance to listen to myself so I can remember. Next time that note comes, I can give it a little more push and do a little more to tweak it so that I actually hit that note. Thank you, imposter syndrome. So it's a good thing that imposter syndrome exists because it's essentially the same thing that I say in my motto. I'm your mirror check before you hit that front door. I say that over and over and over again. And it's true. I am your image consultant and I'm your life coach. So the idea is before you hit that front door and face the world, have you given yourself the once over in the mirror? Have you, before you head out the door, make sure that everything's on right? Everything's on good? Made sure? Okay, yep, everything's good. Yep. All right, everything's good. Okay. Because if that's your normal routine, and make sure you take that mirror check before you hit that front door. Sometimes, in the midst of doing your thing, sometimes if you're rushing, you didn't even realize, oh my goodness, I forgot to shave. Oh man, let me go back and take care of that. You might be listening to someone that is speaking to you on this video right now that may have been getting ready to walk out the door, had on a full suit with a scarf and matching gloves, had my handbag, got my fedora hat on, I got my matching shades, I got my glasses with the matching frames that complement the suit, and oh boy, I got this boom, 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 and I'm getting ready to walk out the door. And just before I turn around to lock that front door and start walking out into the parking lot, something says, hang on a second. It feels a little too comfortable while you're walking. Why does it feel so comfortable? And where's that click clack? Where's that click clack while you're walking? Click, clack, click, clack, click. Where is that? Look down. There's my comfy shoes. There's my comfy house shoes. Keeping me nice and warm. However, that's not a part of the ensemble. Let's unlock the door. Let's go back inside. Let's go put the house shoes where they're supposed to go. Put them in their home. Side note, make sure everything in the house has a place. Everything has its own home. When you keep things in their own home, that keeps the house clean. It keeps it neat, keeps it organized, and that keeps your brain organized. And that keeps your world organized. And that makes you happier altogether. Side note over. So, put those comfy shoes back where they're supposed to be and put on the shoes that I'm supposed to put on. And then head out the door. Mirror check. Now, what I didn't do is look down and see, oh man, I got my house shoes on. Oh, oh my God. Oh my God, I got my house shoes on. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's done. It's over. It's finished. Hang it up. End me now. No, I didn't do that. That would look silly. And it would look silly because it would be silly. Now, the same thing happens when you are faced with the questions that imposter syndrome asks you, and you do that, you fall apart. Oh my God, I deserve to be here. No. Answer the question. Do you deserve to be here? And if the answer is no, well, let's take a moment. Let's look at why you feel like no. What's hurting you? What's stopping you from being able to say yes? What are you nervous about? What are you scared about? Sometimes you've practiced the thing that you need to practice, but you just may need to practice more. Or you may just need to get a measurement of how much work you've put in. Because sometimes you can put in this much work when only this much was required. But if you have no way of measuring what this is and what this is, You're going to be putting in this much work, and in your head, you're going to be thinking that you put in this much work. It's like one of those things. I remember years ago, somebody told me that even though horses are great, big, huge animals, their uh, their eyes, the what is it? Now it slipped my brain. The their pupils and all of that, they're naturally very big versus how ours are. Like the ratio of iris to pupil of dark part to white part. There we go. Any optometrists, you all can please correct me in the comment section. But our ratio of dark part of the eyeball to the light part of the eyeball is way different than a horse's or several other animals where their ratio is, a little bit of the white part and then a huge amount of the dark part. What that does is that magnifies things in front of that animal to be so much bigger than what they really are. So I remember being taught that even though you are the size that you are, according to that horse, and that horse looks at you, you are enormous. Enormous. So sometimes you see things a little bit more than what they really are. You see problems much more than what they really are. And sometimes you need to realize I'm making a big pot of stew out of a little spoonful. And I need to check my perspectives. When you check your perspectives, you're able to get a good, accurate measurement of just how much work you're doing and just how effective is the work that you're doing. And sometimes imposter syndrome may be doing that, signaling you to examine, actually put a measurement to how much work you put in. Because once you see that, you'll say, oh, oh man, so only this much was required, but I did that. I did all that. Oh boy. All right. Well, self doubt, you have officially been kicked to the curb because there's no space for self doubt now because now you understand. Imposter syndrome can do that for you. Imposter syndrome can do that for you. But you have to see these things through. You have to look at the things that imposter syndrome is bringing to your attention. They're bringing it to your attention. Some of you may not even realize that you have certain nervous tics that you do. You may not even realize that there are certain little fidgetings that you do. It may be out of your mind. So in your brain, you're sitting there, you're thinking you're just sitting like this and just being nice and calm, but the whole time you're and because you've never taken the moment to really self-examine yourself to a certain level, to a certain extent, you would have never known about all those things that you do unless somebody brought it to your attention. And a lot of times, especially when you're on the path of self refinement, self improvement, self betterment, imposter syndrome is that person that brings things to your attention. Do you deserve to be here? Or you're the expert? Are you? Are you sure? What makes you the expert? You're going to say that you believe that this is the thing and that is the thing? What makes you so sure? Are you correct? Okay, anybody could look that up, but what else do you know about it? What else do you know? Are you sure? All these questionings, when you are able to find the answer to these questions and then give the answer to those questions and confidently say, boom, yes, because this, yes, because that, you satisfy the curiosity of imposter syndrome. And when you can do that, you are well on your way. You are well on your way. Now, one of the ways that you are going to be able to actually improve your ability to deal with imposter syndrome is beef up your audacity. That's right. Beef up your audacity. There are some of you right now that are so talented, so gifted, so well learned, so well versed, so sharp in a specific thing or a few specific things. And right now you are sitting back and you are watching all these other people who have a fraction of your skill, a fraction of your abilities, a fraction of your experience, a fraction of your gifts. Of all the things that you've worked on, all the things that you've honed, there are people that have a fraction of that. And they are getting all the recognition, they are getting all of the props, they're getting all of the raises, they're getting all the money, they're getting all the clients, they're getting all the things. But here you are, 10 times better than them, and you're getting 10 times less than them. What gives? What gives? I'll tell you what gives. You give. You give. When imposter syndrome asks you all these questions, you give. You bend. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You have to get back into the woodshed. Get in the shed. And get honing. Get practicing. Get cracking on working on your stuff. So much so that when imposter syndrome comes around and asks you, who do you think you are? You really want to try to put that out there to the world? Do you think they're going to accept that? There's a different level of confidence that comes in from being able to say, I'm going to put this out there. And yes, it's going to be for the world to see. Are there going to be some that won't accept it? Yeah. I don't care. Because this is going to be for those that do accept it. And those that do accept it, they're going to love it. Because it's going to be for those. It's going to be for them. And those that don't like it, it's not for them. When you're able to answer those questions, beef up your audacity. You have to be so audacious about who or what it is that you're trying to be, that you're trying to become. That when doubt comes around, doubt almost doesn't know how to even speak your language because you're so deep into your thing. Imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome. What is an imposter anyway? An imposter is someone who is masquerading as somebody else or something else. They're masquerading as something that they're not. Now, the great thing about that is if you know you're not being an imposter, if you know you're actually doing the work, you know you're actually improving, you know you're actually bringing forth some good quality, whatever it is that you do, goods or services. You are not an imposter. You're not an imposter. Right now, I am wearing some paraphernalia from my beloved alma mater, the great Bethune-Cookman University, located in Daytona Beach, Florida. Now, well, in a literal sense, it wouldn't be this, but if I didn't go to the school, as a matter of fact, hey, I'll put it like this: if I had on something that said alumni, Bethune-Cookman University alumni, and I didn't go to Bethune-Cookman University, and I'm not alumni, that's an imposter. That's an imposter. But I know I went there. I've got the man hours to prove it. I've got the time in to prove it. I've got the pride in my beloved school to prove it. An imposter is someone that knows that the thing that they're putting out there, the thing that they're trying to project out there, is not real. They know it's not real. That's an imposter. And usually, when the word syndrome is attached to something, it's usually got something to do with some sort of illness, some sort of deficiency, some sort of condition that's a not good condition. So essentially, it's a condition of thinking that you're masquerading as the thing that you actually are. So congratulations, it doesn't make sense to have imposter syndrome about the thing that you know you put in the work on. If you know you put in the work on it, well, when imposter syndrome comes in front of you, you stand in front of it. Make it afraid of you. Don't you sit there and be afraid of it. Make it afraid of you. So, it's going to take some practice. Practice getting good at dealing with imposter syndrome. And if you're going to practice, you're going to need a coach. Now, the good thing is, you're listening to a coach right now. And if you're ready to get started, you're ready to get the help that you need to kick imposter syndrome, then visit my website. Visit stylebymrreed.com. Book your session with me. Let's have a conversation. Leave your comments here. Reach out to me. Send me an email. And let's get started. Let's get started not only kicking this imposter syndrome, but understanding it and actually embracing it. We're not going to be embracing the doubt and the disbelief that it brings. No. We're going to be embracing the imposter syndrome itself and what it is, what it really is. And we're going to use it as a tool. We're not going to let it be the boogeyman to us. We're going to use it as a tool to get us from where we are to where we want to be, to get you to the best you that you can be. And just like that imposter syndrome, I'm going to be your mirror check before you hit that front door. So when you meet the world sees the best version of you possible. So folks, that's it for today. Thank you guys for listening. And the next time imposter syndrome comes around, don't run from it. Give it a big old hug. So, I'll see you all at the next one.